I appreciate that. All right, ladies and gentlemen, just wanted to introduce myself. I am Lori Woodruff, real estate entrepreneur, business consultant, and AI consultant as well. And tonight's discussion is really just day one, part of day two and three. But I wanted to make sure that we've got 3 good days spent together so that you can get a great understanding, just a basic understanding. Go ahead and drop it in the comments and say basic. We're not going into advanced tonight because there's no way that we can get you advanced information just in 3 days. It's just basic, all right? I love to teach things at a lower level, and that way you can at least get things flowing, all right? Because you got to start somewhere first. So I believe in getting things started with the basic information first, not overcomplicating things, and certainly making sure when you're ready, then you start moving to the advanced. Is that okay? Is that okay? Because you can't, you got to start somewhere. So we're all at different levels when it comes to artificial intelligence and learning it. And I'll just jump into just a little bit of myself because one thing I don't like to do is waste the 45 minutes just talking about myself. And so we're not, I know you guys have been on many seminars and they talk and the Lamborghinis are in the back, and the house. I don't have all that. So we're not going to talk about that, about what all of those things. But what I will do is get you to the point of 25 years in real estate. Coaching has been half of that. So most of the realtors and entrepreneurs that I coach, it's about building their business. It's about building Ron's business, Kevin's business, Lemonie's business. No matter what kind of business it is, it's a process to learn how to market that business. All right. When we got into the business years ago, we weren't just jumping on here, just playing around on the internet. It wasn't available, right? It wasn't available. And now we have to adjust. We have to adjust and we have to learn where are we and how we can get these things done. So I adore teaching and I adore showing individuals how to make money in their business. All right. So if you're okay with teaching or learning and how to those things, just drop a money sign because I'm all about showing you how to make the money, but you have to learn the basics of how to keep the money at the same time. Brittany says, show me that money. All right. So I'm honored to bring this information to you, a wealth of information. As I got certified over the summer as an AI consultant, I wanted to make sure that it was information that I'm bringing to you guys to help you build your brand, build your business online, because we're in a whole new era right now. A whole new revolution has started. And if you know anything about shifts in errors and different things that are happening every 10 to 20 years, you want to be at the forefront of it. You want to be at the forefront. This is not hype. This is not anything about that, but this is all about you being in the forefront of getting things started for yourself. All right. So much of the time I'm spending speaking in front of realtor offices, one-on-ones. So it's okay to know. I know a little bit about your business, your brand, and how it's going to take. AI is no different. AI is just enhancing your business. Many of you might be thinking, I'm going to go out of business. You're not going out of business. What you need to learn how to do is how to stay in business. And AI is going to be a huge part of how you're going to be able to stay in business. Okay. So no matter what industry that you're in, I'm seeing Forex trader, I'm seeing real estate, I'm seeing retired, talent, model and talent. No matter what your industry is, I promise you, you will be able to go through and find out something that there's going to do to be able to help you grow your business. All right. We're not going to talk money until Friday. So if you have already upgraded, this may be the time where you may want to go ahead and upgrade because the next couple of days, you may need some help with retaining this information. All right. You may need some help with retaining this information and you're going to need to get the recordings in order to do that. So for those VIPs that are already on here, you already got my top AI resources. That is one of the first benefits that you receive. But as you are a VIP member, then what you're going to get is the replays from all 3 days. You're going to get the recordings from all 3 days. Friday is the money day where we're going to be talking about money. How can you monetize what you know to be able to make money. And a lot of those things that we're going to be talking about on Friday, Dr. Tamara Allen and I are going to be talking on Friday together about how you can do that. Answer your questions on Friday. And then we're going to go deep into at least 10 different opportunities that you can do, starting right now. All right. Some of these businesses I have already started, and some of these businesses I haven't. I can't do them all, but many of you want to know that you have the ability to at least start one of them. All right. So remember, we're starting with basic. We're starting with basic because if you try to take on too many jobs at one time, what is that going to do for you? Nothing. You can't do it all. So focus on, for the next 2-3 days, however long that we're going to be together, I want you to focus on what is that one thing that I need? What is that one thing I need to pull from here? And as we journey along, we're going to talk about all of the ways that we can help monetize that. All right. No matter what industry that you are in, it will work. All right. Now let's talk about going backwards a little bit before we go forward. Right now, we're in a wave right now, and we have to realize we're here. There's no way that we can avoid it. Can everyone see my screen okay? Lemonade, can you see the screen okay?
Yes.
Awesome. Okay. One of the things that really got me going was learning where things are. And sometimes it has to just be one thing said that takes you to the point where you say, God, okay. You can cuss a little bit, you can figure it out on your own, but when information smacks you right in your face, you can't unhear it. So when I'm thinking about what are the top in-demand skills? Well, I'm taking a look at LinkedIn, and it's not sales, it's not public speaking, it's AI literacy. The top skill that I didn't say it, LinkedIn says is the top 10 in-demand skills that you want to have is AI literacy. So when I saw this earlier in the year, I'm a little bit of a nerd when it comes to tech. So when it comes to technology, I like putting websites together. I like putting landing pages together. Like I like putting the things together. And then when I started learning a little bit more about AI, I started figuring out, wait a minute, if this is what the next wave is, and we're just in the beginning phase of it, this is something that not only just myself, but a lot of other people need to understand what this is all about. So you want to put yourself in the best position so that you know what is trending, where do I need to be so that I can make sure that my business is right there. Does that make sense? Here's another thing that I saw. Part of the consultation where I got my certification over the summer with Alicia Little. And when I saw this screen, this is what made me jump through the roof at this point. Because when I'm taking a look at the money, I'm thinking, and at this time, no one should be crying broke. This is the screen that should enlighten you and say, oh my gosh, I can do that. How many of you are interested in teaching AI? Just put a 1 in the chat if you're interested, or if you've been interested in teaching it on a basic level. I'm not saying you got to be the guru of all, but I'm just saying on a basic level, right? Brittany's interested. Joyce is interested. David, right? So I'm teaching you guys on a basic level where we are. If you didn't even have a certification and you just went to YouTube, did a couple of mentors, classes, go to YouTube, you can demand at least $150 to $250 an hour. That could be on a Zoom like this. So if you're thinking, okay, if I know something about AI and I can teach it to a group, a doctor's office, a physician's office, a real estate office, someone who doesn't know about doesn't know about anything about AI yet. But the managers are saying, we need to bring this on board to our folks. Our employees need to know about this. You can be the one that teaches them and you can do a Zoom. I didn't say you had to fly to Houston. I didn't say you had to fly to Florida or Maryland. Many of these classes are being done just like this on video. So if you could do that and look at your, go ahead, the favorite app on my phone is the calculator. So pull it out. If you said 250 an hour and you did a 2-hour Zoom for an organization, you just made $500 simply because you're teaching an organization something that they don't know to help them better organize their business, help them make more money, and help them streamline their services. Would that work for you? $500 in my slippers at home, then I didn't have to travel through airports, crying babies and everything. I didn't have to do that. How would you feel about that? Now, that's without a certification, ladies and gentlemen. Now, let's take it up if you did get certified. It is. It's not bad. And many of you are natural born teachers anyway. Many of you are natural at this. So you're thinking, I can't do it. I don't know. But I'm not pushing you into this tonight. I'm not pushing you to be a consultant. I'm showing you where the skill set is right now, the number one skill set, and where your money could be if you were just a consultant. We'll talk more about this on Friday, but we're going to talk more about going more in depth with it. But this is the screen that got me. If you're certified, you got the certification. You did a little bit more education on your side, and now you can demand at least $250 to $3,500 per hour. Still at home. You may travel a little bit. It's up to you. But if an organization called you and you said, well, I am interested, I'm not sure if you have AI already on the books for your members. Do you have a budget? Do you have a budget? All right. You never want to ask up front, how much do you pay? How much is your budget? Because most organizations, private, government, they're going to have a budget for education. All right. And that's the simple question you lead in. You don't answer that question first. You do not answer, hey, Joyce, how much do you charge? No. Mr. Organization, Mr. CEO, how much is in your budget for training your organization? Oh, we have $7,500 for 3 to 4 hours. Okay. All right. My invoice is coming right over. You're not going to be mad at that. So you always want to let the CEO, the hiring manager, whoever that is in the Department of Education, let you know what is their budget. Answer that question. Okay. You guys write that down. That's key whenever you're doing anything when you are invoicing your services out. How much is in your budget for education? Okay. Now, if you're certified with a little bit more experience, and you can easily ask anywhere between $3,500 and $8,500 per hour. All right. So now you're doing some big stuff now. That's more the Alicia Little traveling around the world doing this kind of education for other organizations. Now, I'm trying to get you in the range of taking a look at where you need to be. You know best of how much money you said you wanted to make. So if that range of $250 to $3,500 an hour is something, then I'll show you on Friday a little bit more how you can be a consultant, a certified consultant. All right. All right. That works. Just gave you a taste. That's the part that got me excited. That's the part that got me truly excited really over the summertime when I started to see use your skill set. Many of you have natural born skill sets that you think or you overthink that you don't do it. Well, many of you are already teaching anyway, and I just want you to get paid doing it and have a great time. You're in a fun industry. You're in a very fun industry, okay? All right, so let's recap what we're going to do over the next couple of days. Today, we're going to talk about ChatGPT and how to customize it, how to make it talk like you, how to make that your personal assistant, okay? And then, so after that, we're going to go into day 2. Day 2 is really my favorite. Day 2 was my favorite because we've got Dr. Tamara Allen coming on, and she's going to be talking about how to clone yourself. The images that you see here, that's not really me. That's my clone. A lot of the images that you may see on my Facebook or Instagram lately, those have been my twin. I don't mean to bamboozle you, but those have been it. And she has been the coach that has been teaching me how to do that. So creating your imagery, creating video is something that she specializes in. She is a beast with that. So she's going to be coming on tomorrow, showing you how to create your faceless brand. Many of you, we're going to be also talking on Friday about getting into faceless channels such as YouTube, Instagram. There are a lot of faceless channels that you guys don't see people's faces. You see imagery, right? You see video and you're thinking, what are they selling? Well, they're selling something. If you look in the bio section, there's a website there. There's something that you're probably led to, but a lot of those pages are run as a faceless channel. So that means I could use my cloned imagery. I could use my cloned video to be able to get the services sold that I want. So she's going to really go deep into that tomorrow. That's day 2. Now, if you've already come for the 2 days, that's where we stand. Day 3 is for my VIPs who have said, I want to go a little bit further and want to get further with money. So we're going to go into 10 different ways that you can get paid with using AI, practical ways, not theory. And then we're also going to go into Q&A. The first time we did this was in November. And we had an outstanding amount of people want to work with her, but she could not work with everyone. So she's right now finishing up, but she's going to be top of the year, starting another 5-week course that's going to be showing you exactly what you need to do to get your imagery like this and better. All right, are we good? So are we set on the next couple of days? Are we set on the next couple of days on what we are doing? You still have time to upgrade to VIP. Take that link and just go to the bottom of the screen, and then you can just, instead of on the left-hand side, go to the right-hand side, get the VIP. You won't worry about anything else. You'll have the replays for a lifetime. All right, but you want to get to the money part. The money conversations are on Friday. Let's take things back before we can take things forward. If you guys are on, if you're on Instagram and you wanted to join, please be sure to hit the link that is pinned up. Come on over so that you can at least see what we're doing on Zoom. The AI Masterclass, day 1. So let's take things back before we can take things forward. None of us were born during this time period. During the 1900s, 1920s, they thought they were doing something spectacular, but they didn't have electric cars back then. They didn't have gas cars back then. They didn't have cars, period. So they're moving from, all right, horse and buggy was their mode of transportation to 1908, moving into the Model T car. So this was a major transformation when it comes to transportation. As we got things moving forward, 1940s and 1960s, you're going to notice some technology was moving in the phone department. All right, the rotary phones. Remember, how many of you all remember grandma's house with the long cord? You know, the long cord that should go from at least the kitchen to the living room and then back to the dining room again. If you didn't have that, then you were just sitting there like this, the whole time. So I still remember that phone exactly in my mother's house. I still remember it. So that's the 1940s and 1960s. Then we moved things up in the computer age from the 1970s and 80s. Many of y'all were born during this time period. This is when the first cell phone was out. We've got Microsoft founded and that big old boxy IBM personal computer that's been sitting on people's desks. That's when that was around. You've got the internet era. How many of y'all remember the running man in the middle? Huh? Remember the running man in the middle? You had to get the little disc that came in the mail, slide it in the computer. I'm sorry, the CPU, put it in there, and then wait and hope that nobody picks up the phone. You still remember the noise? You still remember the noise? You've got mail. All right. That was not that long ago. It was my house. So the internet era was the 1990s, Joyce. So we did the World Wide Web that launched. AOL was coming out just saying, we've got mail. We thought we were doing something. And Google started to change the game up. Now, the social media era is coming up now. This is the time where people were really starting to make their presence on Facebook, Instagram. Of course, phones started really just upgrading as much as they could. And this is when people really started to show up online, not that long ago, right? Now, the automation era, we're talking about 2010 to 2020. Again, we've got Alexa, we've got chat bots, automation, Canva. I don't want to say Alexa's name again, but all of those Siri type devices, we've had them. We've had artificial intelligence for a while. We've been surrounded by it for a while. We're just inundated in a different kind of way right now. All right. Now it's 2022-ish. And now we've got 2022 has birthed ChatGPT. So if you've seen anything about the past, yes. If you know anything about the past, you noticed most of those time periods were how much time? 10 to 20 years, right? Everything during that time period happened in an accelerated time where something advanced for the better. We're not going backwards to beepers. We're not going backwards to rotary phones. And we're definitely not going back to the big boxy computers. We're not going backwards. So love it or hate it, we're here in the AI revolution right now. So 2022, that's when ChatGPT launched. That's when it launched. So if you didn't go through the Model T phase, guys, this is your phase right now. This AI, what does it really mean for us? I want you to look at it, and many of you that are on here, you get it because you wouldn't be here otherwise, but it's not taking your job. As I said, it's helping you enhance your job, enhance the things that you do, and definitely streamline the timeline. But I want you to focus on what AI really is. It is your personal assistant. It is your personal assistant, and if not anything else, it is your copywriter to write content for you. It is to brainstorm ideas when you need help. And this doesn't take a break. Where employees will, the sniffles, oh, I have to pick up so-and-so after work, doesn't take a break. And that's the beautiful thing about it, is that you don't have to worry about hiring as many people as you think you need. There may be some things here in place where you can use your chat GPT to be able to use them as your advisors. Okay. So remember we said basic. Remember we said basic. I'm not going to go into advanced, and I'm not going to go into all of the LLMs that are out here. Large level learning machines. You've got Claude, you've got ChatGPT, you've got Gemini, you've got many of them, but tonight we're just going to focus on ChatGPT, if that's okay. Remember, we're focusing on one. So I want you to get great with ChatGPT. What does GPT stand for? It is generative, pre-trained transformer. And so just look at it as a huge think tank, a database of information. And this is helping us answer questions, write content, and engage in conversations that we need. Okay? Never takes a break. So I want you to write this down when you're thinking about going into ChatGPT. You've got to be able to talk to it and sometimes threaten that thing, because it may give you some things, but if you don't know how to train it properly, there is a method. There is a method. And when we finish this, I'm going to jump into my chat GPT so you can see for yourself how you can make the proper adjustments. And hopefully by the end of this webinar, what you'll be able to do is say, oh man, I didn't know. That's the reason why I was talking like that. That's why I was talking like a robot. All right. So let's take down the TAD method, TAD. First is train it. Then you're going to ask it. Then you're going to dig a little bit deeper. So the training part, Chat GPT is your personal assistant, ladies and gentlemen. You just hired him or her today. Let's call it Chatty. Chatty is your first hire. It is your first hire, so that means your Chatty doesn't know anything about your job. It doesn't know anything about what you do and how you speak, right? It's just here. So you've got to train it. Tell it who you are. Introduce yourself. What do you do? What do you stand for? What have you done in the past? And what are you currently working on? What is your mission? All of those things, you just can't say, well, write me an email, because then you're going to get some BS. And like, I knew chat didn't work. I knew this AI didn't work. No, 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 that's not true. Okay. So you have to train it to be able to speak like you. The A of TAD is asking. It's asking. All right, hey, you guys. When you want to ask or prompt your chatty, then you need to ask it, you need to be very specific, right? If you want to say, write an email, what kind of email? To who? What are we talking about? What should be included? So be specific. Be specific. All right. Your prompts are the key. You have to be clear and direct. Garbage in, garbage out. So the better that you're asking the right questions, the better the output. All right. Um, I had gone into sending an email to someone, and I wanted to say what I wanted to say. If you know what I mean, ladies and gentlemen, I wanted to say what I wanted to say. But I had to backspace a little bit because I said, no, I'm going to have to let this thing sound a little bit more professional. So I don't know, maybe I'm the only one that uses it to polish up so I don't sound like a gangster real estate agent, but I need to be able to have chat correct me and make me sound like I want in my head. Sound like I really want to sound, okay? So going in there and definitely helping it, ask it to correct this email in a professional way to my client who owes me money, let's say, right? If the client owes you money, you don't want to come in there like you're part of the mafia. You want to say in a delicate tone, but a punchy tone, what needs to be said. So asking, it's going to know how you sound, how you typically respond, and you put that into chat, it'll revise it. And oh my goodness. Now it's like, yes, that's what I really wanted to say. Am I the only one that uses it just to update my emails just so I don't sound awful? Okay. Earthlink. Oh my goodness, Joyce. I can't be the only one. All right. So the last part of TAD is digging. Digging is what's necessary to make sure you refined your prompt, your ask to sound, okay, this is what I wanted to say. It gives you the clarification that you need. If you need to say, hey, I need to get a side-by-side comparison for a rental property versus a home that's selling. All right. It can give you some information, but it's like, can you, digging would go a little bit more. I need you to go a little bit back. Can you go back 5 more years and give me some data on what was selling in that particular neighborhood? And put it on a side-by-side comparison so that I can see what was renting in the neighborhood and what was selling over the last 5 years, right? So digging is sometimes just going a little bit further to just say, no, Chatty, I need a little bit more information. I don't threaten it all the time. I'm not going to say, hey, I'm going over to Gemini. You suck. But there are some times where you want to make sure you're digging just to get the clarification that you need for whatever response that you need. All right. Earlier today, I needed to get some information. My aunt has diabetes, and I was going to the store, and I knew that there was Ensure drinks that are great for people who have diabetes, right? So I took a picture of everything I saw on the counter. It was 3 different ones. You know how they have regular, boost, and plus. I'm like, I don't know which one she needs, and I don't want to mess this up. I took pictures of the 3 different items, the 3 different Ensures. I uploaded them into ChatGPT, and I said, can you please tell me which Ensure drink is best for someone who has diabetes? And it came back and it let me know which best one to purchase. So I'm telling you guys little simple things that you may think you're just using it for emails and text messages to go out to sound better so you don't sound bad, but it's actually simplifying some ways that you can get your health taken care of. and just simple shopping things that you need. All right. I'm cooking and I said, these are the ingredients that I have to make a cranberry relish. Can you please let me know a quick recipe to do this, to make cranberry relish? And it sat and gave me the entire recipe. I'm in the kitchen. I didn't have to go to Google and look up all the recipes. You know, we're talking about Google like it's so old, right? I wanted to I wanted to go in there just to get a quick response. And hey, I have nutmeg, I have orange juice and cranberries. Can you tell me the best way to make this happen? And boom, it gave me the recipe. So if I didn't, I said, well, here's a little bit more information that I needed. If I needed to dig in there a little bit more and say, oh, well, actually, I have orange extract, not orange juice, would that work? That's digging. That's just asking a little bit more clarification to get another response. Okay, so we got the TAD method down pat. So we know going into ChatGPT, we just can't go in there and just assume it knows what we want. Just like talking to your first employee, your first hire, you have got to train her. You have got to make sure that she knows everything about you, him or her. And the next thing is asking. You want to ask it to do what it needs to do. That's prompting. Those are the requests that you're putting into the chat field. And then digging a little bit more deeper so that it knows to go a little bit deeper. Chat really wants to please us, and that's a great thing. And it wants to make sure that we get it right. So if you notice, they really want to please you. So when we go into the customization area, I'll let you know some things that I'll say and some things that I like it not to say as well. Okay. All right. So let's keep it moving. Let's talk about some of the tools that I have used. Now, my budget right now is probably close to $150 a month just for the tools that I use. Now, that's not to say that you have to use all of them because we're starting with what? Basic. We're starting with basic. So if that is the budget to help streamline my business, 150 per month so that I can make thousands of dollars more per month. If I look at payroll, if I had to go onto Indeed and hire someone, is that less expensive or what? 150 a month for tools to help me that someone could do. And if someone's going to say, yes, I will edit your videos, it will be $500 per video or $200 per video, whatever they're charging. We're talking about payroll now. Because for those business owners out here that know what it's like to expense out your services, then you know what we're about to talk about is not going to be a whole lot of money out of pocket for you to run your new AI business. Now, for those VIP members, you got the tools already. You got my top tools that I use. But this is just 4 of them. This is just 4 of them. All right. There's more on that list. So you definitely want to make sure that you are plugging in and getting those and using them. It's always easier to get in front of the resources instead of going all around the world and say, which one works? Which one are you using? I'm telling you, ever since the top of the year, these are the preferred ones that I have been using.
Can I ask you a
So
question?
if you're on that list, then just make sure that you use those and, get started with them.
All right, so all 4 of these things do 4 different things. I'm guessing.
Yep, I'm gonna go into them.
Okay, gotcha.
Was that Ron?
No, it's Chandler.
Chad?
No, this is Chandler.
Oh, Chandler. Hey, what's up, Chandler?
What's up, man? But yeah. So
So I'm
all
gonna go into each of these right now. Got it? Okay. Thank you for the Starbucks yesterday. Now, when we focus on 11 Labs, let's look at that one first. 11 Labs is a voice cloning app. I love it. Now, 11 Labs allows you to do a couple of things. If you wanted to clone your own voice, 11 Labs does that. If you wanted to use someone else's voice for whatever project that you're working on, you can choose from whatever other voice that you want. So 11 Labs is wonderful because it allows you, if you are using content creation, for example, and you're like, I don't like my voice, I don't want to put my voice on here, then you could get content and use the voice from 11 Labs. All right. So it's one of the top voice cloning apps to use out there. The next one is HeyGen. HeyGen is more video for those that want to create YouTube videos or Instagram, TikTok, things like that, where you have more of the talking head video where they're educating. Then HeyGen is probably going to be your best bet because that one allows you to do the lip syncing. So it sounds like a person, right? And it could also look like a person as well. So just imagine, how does this get to HeyGen? Well, if you're thinking about creating a YouTube channel, and let's say your topics are about Forex trading, okay? You may not want to spend a lot of time getting the camera, the lighting, and the voice, and all of the sound together, and getting ready and get your hair cut and everything. You may not want to do all that. You may want to say, I just want to take my genius, create a script. I'm going to go to HeyGen and create my avatar so it looks like me, or maybe not. You can, if you want it to look like Yogi the Bear, it doesn't matter. You can look like yourself, or you can clone it to someone else, right? So now you've got your imagery, you've got your avatar. You can go over to ChatGPT and get a script. So let's just say you're doing your first initial how to be a trader. What are the top 10 things you want to do when you're beginning Forex trading? All right. Then you want to at least get that script written over in ChatGPT. You've asked it to, hey, I'm doing a script for YouTube and I need a 2-minute script on the top 10 things you want to do as a first-time trader, Forex trader. Please give me the bullet points and just so I can have the talking points for a 2-minute video. Got it? It's going to give you a script. Now you're going to take that script. You're going to take it over to HeyGen. And HeyGen actually has the ability to marry with 11 Labs so that you can use the voice that you've cloned in 11 Labs, take that voice, use it with HeyGen, and now you've just created a whole video. Whether it's 2 minutes, 22 minutes, it doesn't matter. HeyGen allows you to create videos when you don't want to show up. And when we're talking about faceless videos, that right there is how a lot of people are winning on a lot of the social media channels. Now we're at the point where we're asking the question, was that you, Lori, in that video? Was that you, Gary, in that video? Like sometimes you can't tell because they have rendered it so good that it looks just like them and sounds just like them, moves just like them. All right. So HeyGen is a wonderful tool if you want to use it for video creation. Gamma is another one. How many of you are presenters? How many of you do presentations? This one is a huge one. If you think about PowerPoint or Canva, when you do presentations, like how long does it typically take to get a presentation created? Oh my goodness. It will take me at least 4 hours to do slides, maybe even 15 of them if I can get that done. And if my ADD kicks in, probably at least 2 to 3 days before I actually finish it. So Gamma is a huge game changer. Let's take it on a journey. What does it actually do? Instead of going into PowerPoint or Canva to create a presentation, this is what Gamma does. It actually creates the presentation for you, puts everything on the slides for you in a matter of seconds. Okay? Everything that you've seen so far on this presentation, I created it in Gamma. I got the content information from ChatGPT. I use my brain. So I'm still in the mix here. So I went to ChatGPT and I said, I'm doing a presentation for first beginners to learn about the history of AI, bring it forward, and give them some tips on what they need to do to get into the business of learning more about AI. Got it? So ChatGPT, I trained it, of course, of how to answer those kind of questions. I asked it what to do, and that was the prompt that I needed. So the prompt that came out, well, excuse me, the information that came out was an outline for the presentation. That was easy enough. That outline, I went over to Gamma and I created my presentation simply from the outline. You can create whatever color slides, whatever color font you want. It doesn't matter. That took it, put the images on there and everything. So everything that you've seen on this presentation was created in Gamma. Not too bad, right? Not too bad. All right. So I like that. So if it is for you presenters, for those that need to do this, especially for real estate agents, if someone's like, hey, I just need to do a quick comparison on this property if it rents versus this property if it sells, can you, put something together? Yes, I can do an analysis. Really? Yes, I can. Let me go. In a matter of seconds, you can pretty much get this information for someone. Matter of seconds. All right. All right. So that's Gamma. That's great for presentations. Now, Opus Clip is one of my favorite. Lemony has used this probably to the moon. My girl has used this a lot. Opus Clip is one of my favorites. So how much in your head, for those that have hired editors before, how much does it cost to hire an editor for your videos? For them to take it from the completed video to the clips, the content, the B-roll, all of that. If they want to create reels for you, like how much is that per video are they charging these days? I'm going to say at least $200 a video. I'm going to say at least $250. And for them to go inside, let's just say Gary made a video on, let's just bring the Forex trading thing back again. Let's say he made a 20-minute video on Forex trading. 20 minutes. Everybody doesn't want to stay online for 20 minutes and watch the whole thing. You know that. So if you're going to say, well, how can I best use this one video and chop it up into many different videos? Those are reels. All right. 60 seconds or less. Those are reels. You just want the viral moments, those punchy moments, what he said that was very impactful, but I don't want 20 minutes. All right. So Opus Clips allows you to shorten that video. And you could say, I want 30 seconds, 45, 60, 90. You choose how long do I want these clips. For me personally, I just wanted 30 to 60 seconds. All right. I built a lot of my YouTube channel up with viewers and subscribers simply because I put reels on there. And those reels came from long video. Long video, chopped up, has the contents, got the words on the video so people can read the screen. It does all that for you. So again, we're talking about saving lots of money in this era because automation is a good thing. So we've just talked about 4 things right here that went right into simplifying your online experience. 11 Labs for voice cloning, HeyGen for video creation and image creation, Gamma for presentation to hurry up and get your presentation out in seconds. And then Opus Clip is one of my favorites, is video editing. It takes long form video and chops them up into shorter clips. And it picks the best moments. So for example, if that one video that Gary did is 20 minutes long, you may get about 30 video clips out of there. Will all of them be hits? No. But you're going to go through them and you're going to say, I like this one. I like this one. Oh, this one makes sense. Sometimes they just don't make sense, where they come in and go out, but you'll be able to get quite a few clips going through and using Opus Clips. All right. So are we elevated just a little bit with our AI technology? We're about to get into ChatGPT in a second. Why all of this matters is that we're trying to simplify. For many of us who say, I don't have time, we can't say that anymore. We cannot say that anymore because the timetable now has been shortened. All right, we're saving time, money, and energy getting these things done. As a business owner, I'm more excited now to be in business, and especially as a real estate agent, I'm more excited now to be in business because it doesn't take me as long to do one task. Okay, and everything is most affordable as we're bringing all this stuff together. Okay, so let's recap before we start jumping into ChatGPT, how we're going to move forward. Today, we're just going to get into customizing and setting up our ChatGPT. We're about to have the fun part to kind of go into my ChatGPT in a second. Tomorrow, Dr. Tamara Allen's going to join us to talk about cloning yourself. And that's going to be a great session on how she uses the imagery for her business and the clients that she works for. She works for an array of different clients to help them clone themselves for their business. And day 3 on Friday, why not? Friday is a good day to talk about how to get paid. And we're going to go through more Q&A on Friday. Okay, so we're going to talk about that. Any questions so far before we get transitioned? Any questions on what we went through so far? All right. For those that want to upgrade to the VIP, as I said, the site that is in the chat box there, if you want to upgrade, when you scroll all the way down to the bottom, the same way that you got the access for free, it's $47. You're getting access to the replays. You're getting all 3 days. Friday is going to be more of a deep dive where we get to do more Q&A with myself and Dr. T. You're going to have lifetime access because I'm not pulling them down after a certain time period, but you will have the how to get paid session also. Okay. And you do have the ability to have that top sheet, the top AI sheets that I use, the top AI tools that I use, excuse me, so that you can get a head start on what you need to do in your business. Okay. So no questions. We're ready to go into chat. Are we ready to go into ChatGPT? Are we ready? All right. All right. Now, this is the part where you want to lean in because these are some of the things that you may not know on why your ChatGPT is responding the way it is. So let's get into it and really just focus on this is your personal baby. So you don't want people to borrow your ChatGPT neither. This is not something where you say, oh yeah, you can use it. This is your personal assistant. So having anybody else, your children, your mother, your husband, your girlfriend, no one needs to be touching it because this is your personal information. One thing I don't do is I'm not uploading any personal information such as my bank statements, my credit report, doesn't need all that. Okay. So, but at the same time, it still has more information in here that I just don't need to give to someone else. So remember, there's a free plan and there's a $20 plan. I'm going to be talking about the $20 options that are in here. So if you have that $20 plan, you'll be able to see what I'm referring to. You'll be able to see what I'm talking to. Okay. I have the upgraded version simply because it does more, it does faster things, and I'll show you some of the connectors that you have access to that you don't on the free plan. Okay. $20 a month. Last time I checked, when we hired somebody, no one in this country is $20 a month. For what you're about to get for 20 bucks, you will be able to make the determination if it's worth it or not. In my opinion, I was on the free plan until the top of the year. And I'm like, what do I need it for? Someone had to show me what the difference really was. And it depends on what you're using it for. Start free, but if it depends on what you're using it for, $20 makes a huge difference. If you are engaged a lot on the internet and you need it for content, you want to have the best level and speed, then I would say go upgrade to the plus. All right. So when you log into chatgpt.com, it is a free plan. And initially it is free. And this, we're going to call this the main chat. This whole front page where you begin chats is called the main chat. On the left-hand side, anytime that you need to start a new chat, new conversations are going to start over here on the left-hand side. If you ever need to move around and you're saying, you know what, I don't remember where this particular chat is. I was talking something about bacon, okay? I don't know where in the chat it is, but I know it was referring to bacon or eggnog, right? So eggnog was a recipe that I saw for eggnog. Don't kill me. Search chats. Sometimes we look at these things, but we don't pay attention that they're actually here. So search chat. If you needed to search for, let's say, the cranberry recipe that I was referring to, I just put in the keyword there and it will pull up some of the key conversations that I had about cranberries. Okay, so use that. The library is just pictures or images that you've used before. Okay, I don't use it to I don't use ChatGPT to create imagery because it doesn't, for what I need it for, it doesn't give me what I need. Now there's other systems that you can use, but I just don't use it to create images all the time. Can it edit it? Yes, it can edit pictures inside of here. Okay. So Codex, if you are a coder, you understand what that field is for. I don't use code. So that's something if you use code. All right. So let's jump down to GPTs. The version that we're on right now, just like cell phones, guys, they move 5.1, 4.1, 3.1. I'm using the most updated model. And I'm sure it's going to move from 5.1 to 6.1 later. But right now, this is the version that it's on right now. Okay. Now, GPTs are custom GPTs that people have created. So let's click on Explore. I want you to think of GPTs as a simple shortcut. As a shortcut. All right. Now, on normal ChatGPT, yes, you can go in and find information, but some of these developers, they can be people just like you and I, they have created a simplified version for GPTs. So here's an example. I'm going to pick on Gary. If you're thinking, all right, I'm a Forex trader and I want something simplified so that I can find trades like really quickly, entry points and when to get out. So I'm going to search and see, has someone made a GPT that can help me with my Forex trading? All right. So here are some developers that have made signals before. So here's one, let's say Daily Forex and Stock Trading Signal Advisor. Not too bad. Free trade signals for Forex. Now, I'm not using this because I don't know who these people are. It's got a decent rating, but I'm just giving you an example. These are custom advisors, if you want to call it, or GPTs that people have created to help you with something that you need to get done. Can I get a Euro USD analysis? Give me a trade setup for XAU, USD, right? So all of these things, if I start the chat, it's free. It's free for you if you want that GPT. If that's something that's going to help you, then you use it. What's going to happen is if I hit start chat, it's going to pin itself over here so that it's easy for me to get to. So now we're looking at our computer as, how can I use this GPT to help simplify my trading? Well, if it's over here, I'm going to keep it up. I don't know about you, but I keep ChatGPT up, just like I do my email all day long. But I'm going to keep it up. And that way it's a shortcut. So when I'm ready to start getting some trading information, then boom, I can go right to that GPT. What's another one that people need quick access to? Floor plans. Let's see if they got something for floor plans. Nice. All right. So AutoCAD, I know for my investors that are real estate folks that are on here, what if you needed to get some sketching done or some design work, or how would we remake this room? kind of setup. Well, all of these kind of architectural GPTs have been created by someone. This one got a 3.1 rating, not that best. But you can go in here and you can start chat, and it will be added to your pinned GPTs over here. Okay. Now, one thing you can do is you can create your own GPT. If you know something and you know, instead of someone going all around the world to get some kind of information or to simplify something, you can go up here on the right-hand side and create your own. You can have it available for you and only you. You can make it private. Or if you wanted to put it on the public page like the rest of those guys and ladies did, you can do that as well. All right. We're not going to go deep into how to do all that, but I created a GPT around content. I have a program called Unleash the Post. So this program has been out for a few years. Now, this actually has helped enhance it a lot. I have written 365 days worth of content or more. So that content was available for entrepreneurs, realtors to use it whenever they needed to get the content, right? So once a week, they would get 7 different pieces of content from me, and they can customize it the way they want. Now, the question came up, well, I'm a nurse, I'm a Forex trader, I'm a real estate agent, I'm a model agency, I have a model agency. How do I customize this particular post, Lori, that you wrote to be able to work for my people? All right, well, you have to edit it just to kind of work it. Now it's better. So when I created my own GPT, I'm still naming it the same thing, uploaded all of the content that I've written before, but now when you go use it, it now asks you for your name. Hey, what's your name? What industry are you in? And now it takes the flavor of all of my content that I've already uploaded, and now it creates a quick, inspirational, entertaining, or educational post for you very quickly that you can use for your social media. So very quick and easy for those individuals who say, I don't know what to say online. And how I did that was I went to create the GPT, and then I went to here where it says configure. All right, I named it what I wanted, put the description here of what it does, and then here are the instructions. Now, I went to ChatGPT to give it, I needed something. I said, Chat, I need some instructions. I'm creating a custom GPT that is for Unleash the Post. And I need this to be able to do content writing for anybody in their industry. So I'm putting in all the instructions so it can write it nicely. And I brought that information over here. And then I uploaded all of the content that I had already written. Now this GPT is now a personal advisor. So now when someone adds this GPT to their chat, boom, now they can come in here every single day. They can have as much content as they want. So you think about the industry that you are in. And if you wanted to create your own, now you got the ability to make your own GPT. All right. Or if you want to come in here and you want to actually go in and take a look and see what other people have done. Here are the categories here: writing, productivity, research and analysis. All right. Depends on what you need it for. Lifestyle. One of them on here is on coaching. I saw coaching and they were just kind of going back and forth, helping somebody brainstorm ideas. And it's pretty magical. All right. So the GPTs you can make of your own, or you could jump in here and actually see who has created something that you can attach. When you start the chat, you open it, you start the chat, and then it will be added over here. It will be added over here. Okay. So let's talk about projects. How can we get projects? Now, many of you understand how Google works. You understand how folders work. You understand how computers work with folders. Projects is the same way. Projects is simply organizing your work on ChatGPT. It's simply organizing it, right? So here are the projects that I have. I have this masterclass. So anytime I'm talking about or referencing anything about this particular masterclass, I label the project AI Masterclass. If I'm talking about grants, anything about getting grants for my business, I have it here. Prompts, the credit ebook, the faceless ideas, unleash the post, real estate prospects, right? And then public relations. All of these things are different projects that I've created. How do you do that? Well, I'm just going up here where it says new project. And let's just make a test one. No matter what it is, if you keep talking about something over and over again, you want to make sure that all of those conversations start in that particular project. Does that make sense? Okay, so now I'm in the test folder here. So let's say, all right, well, last night I was talking about the test information. So I want to add that particular chat to that project. All you're going to do is go down to that particular chat and it has three dots right next to it. You're going to click on the three dots and where it says move to project, I'm just going to move it to the project that I want. Right? So instead of me having to repeat myself over and over again about the AI Masterclass and everything pertaining to it, I can simply go right into that particular project and just continue where I left off. And it remembers. It's a good friend that never forgets anything I said. It never forgets anything that we talked about before. So it's great to itemize and organize yourself to get the projects together. Okay. All right. Now, for those that want to see the difference on what does the $20 look like? Here on your main stage, let's go back to a new chat. Let's go back to a new chat. Are we getting anything brand new? Anything brand new? Yes. Business plans. Oh my gosh, Ron, I'm glad you said that. Do you know how long it used to take me with a client to do a business plan? It was days. It was days. So that's another great one that they have already created one for. And it just asks you for a couple of things about your business, right? On that GPT, I'm sure it'll ask you a couple of things about your business. And all of those questions will then formulate to a final finished business plan for you in a matter of minutes. So that's a great one too. That's a great one. All right, so let's talk about what's going on the main stage here. Now, here where it says ask anything, there's a plus button here. There's a couple of things you're going to see in the free version versus not in the paid version, you cannot. Remember I shared with you when I went to the store, I needed to get the correct insure for my aunt. Well, here is where I uploaded the pictures that was on my phone. And I simply asked the question here, which insure is best for someone who has diabetes? Got it? And that's the question that I asked here and got my response. So you can upload a reference here if you have a photo. Take a picture. Let's just take a picture of the refrigerator, right? Open the refrigerator and say, look, this is all I have. What can I make for dinner tonight? And it will take a look and see if you upload the picture, it'll let you know some recommendations of what kind of food you can make with whatever is in front of that photo. It's pretty magical. Okay. Deep research is pretty good for those that are doing deep research and that need to get more data. Let's say my investors or they're doing analysis, reports. Deep research is really good for that. Okay. Agent mode. Oh my goodness. Agent mode is going to be something special where you can create more of a virtual experience with having agents do the work for you. Okay. For example, I wanted to get, and just think about how much this would cost. I needed to get on podcast. So if I'm trying to get on a podcast, what the agent task was, I need you to find me available podcasts that I can get on and talk about real estate, business, marketing tips. And I want to make sure that they have an active site, subscribers over 5,000, right? So I'm giving it a task to do, and I need you to give me this report by 9 a.m. every morning. So now it's going to give a deep dive research, kind of like a PR person would do, kind of like a PR person would do. We know PR individuals are at least $5,000 a month to find you work. So I just simply use the agent mode to go find some jobs for me for 20 bucks a month. And what happens is what it's going to do is it's going to create that list of those things that you asked it to do, and it's going to send them to your chat GPT or your email. Got it? Agent mode, it's pretty good. These are the jobs that you want to hire, but you think, I don't have enough money to hire a copywriter. I don't have enough money to hire a virtual assistant to do these things for me. Well, agent mode is going to, you put the task in there of what you need to do, and it's going to do the job for you. Okay. Let's get into customizing and making sure that you've got your securities all set up. Any questions on chat so far with GPTs? The main stage here, the main conversation page. The Jetsons is right. We are in the Jetsons. That's right. We're living it. Are we ready? Put one in the chat if you're ready to move forward. Are we ready? Are we ready? All right. Let's keep it moving. All right. So down in the bottom left-hand corner, you're going to see where your name is. You're going to click on that. So we're going to start where it says personalization. 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 Want to make sure you guys all have that. Hey, Andrew, you made it. Let's start at the very top, on the top left where it says general. Everything that you see here is pretty standard. I haven't changed anything here. Appearance is system. The accent color, I did change that to pink. That's the color that you see of the button over here. You change that to whatever accent color that you feel comfortable with, okay? The language, I just have auto detect. I'm speaking English majority of the time. And the voice here, I like spruce. I like spruce.
Hey, how's it going? I'm looking forward to working together. Let's figure out where to start. What's on your mind?
Gotcha, spruce. So all of that you can change to whichever voice that you feel is comfortable for you. But everything else, pretty standard. I haven't changed anything. So this is important for you to know what settings that you have versus you may want to make sure that you have set. The reason that voice is important is because when you get to this area here and you want to ask, let's say, hey, Spruce, hey, Spruce, I wanted to get some information on comparing rental properties in Bowie, Maryland versus rental properties in Greenbelt, Maryland. Can you help me with that? Oh, you didn't hear me.
I'm here and I can definitely help you out. So if you just let me know what you need in Greenbelt, Maryland, whether it's info on local services, a business question, or anything else, just go ahead and let me know and I'll jump right in.
Got it. So I'm going to get out of that because he's going to keep listening to me. That's the voice. So if you needed to go back and forth in dialogue with Spruce or your advisor, then that would give you the ability to change the voice, and that's the voice that you would be hearing. Okay. We're done, Spruce. Okay, we're done for now. So I love that because it allows me to just kind of go back and forth and strategize some things in business as well. Let's get back into personalization. So general, we've covered that, done. Notifications, everything that's set here, I didn't change anything. Okay, the responses, they're going to be pushed to your phone. Just like any notifications, they push response. So I didn't change anything here. Everything standard is on the settings here. When it comes down to personalization, this is the main thing you really want to make sure it's correctly done. So this is what I would do if you haven't done this part already. This is the main part that allows Chatty to speak like you, your tone and everything, and knows everything about you. Remember, this is your personal assistant. So you want this thing to talk like you and know better than you how to respond. So here's what I would do if you haven't done this already. I would come back to the main chat area, okay, and do a new chat. And I would just dump everything about myself that I want this to know about. I'm not talking I'm 5'3", I'm cute and you know, handsome gentleman. You know, you're not putting all that in here, guys. But what you're putting in here is I'm a real estate agent. I love to have fun with my business, and I love to get right to the point with things. I don't beat around the bush. I have 25 years in the business. I started out as a mortgage loan officer. So you may want to give it some cursory information, just some basic information about who you are. Here's the biggest thing of what you want to do. Where this plus button is, you want to add in a copy of your bio, or if you have it somewhere where you have it, where you can copy and paste it. If you've got your bio in here, please put it in here. Any articles that you have written, any manuscripts that you have written, books that you've written, copy and paste them or upload the file here. Okay, so this is knowing a little bit more about you. I'd also put my website in here. If you have a website, put that in there as well, because it needs to read your website of what you do, what services that you provide. Okay, so you want to put that in here. This is information about me that I need to move over to the personal or the customization area in ChatGPT. All right, so now you're just dumping, here's information about me that you need to know. You guys got that? You're just putting information on here. This is what you need to know about me. That's what you're typing in here. And you're going to upload as much information as you need to. Now, when you finally get the information loaded in here, you've got everything in there. It's got you. Now you want to go back with everything that you know of me. Please tell me about me. That's the part that's going to hurt. Like, oh, it knows a little bit more about me, and when it's going to kick out some information. So let me show you when I put that into mine, what it came out to be. I just said, tell me with everything that you know of me. Remember, I put the bio in there. I put my website in there. I put my YouTube channel in there, guys. I put a copy of the link in there. And of everything that you know about me, tell me about myself. I need to put them in the custom instructions in ChatGPT. Got it. All right. I'm Lori, and this is what it came out. This is what came out. I'm Lori Woodruff, realtor, business coach, digital marketer, author, and mentor. My mission is to help individuals and entrepreneurs build wealth, confidence, and freedom through real estate, entrepreneurship, financial education, credit education, branding, and personal development. Okay. I've lived the check to check life, but I choose not to let anyone else dictate my income. Instead, I build my own income. Now I teach others to do the same, real estate professionals, entrepreneurs, and everyday people who want to learn. All right. I draw my inspiration from Marie Forleo, John Maxwell, Spencer Johnson, who moved my cheese, Oprah Winfrey, Myron Golden, and Gary Vee. This is what I actually typed in here. I combine wisdom, encouragement. No. I was actually putting the information in there. It's like, I like these particular individuals. So it's just giving me a recap. It's giving me a summary, guys, of who I am. I combine wisdom, encouragement, practical strategies with a fresh, modern approach to social media, marketing, and business. I'm a Gen X woman with traditional values of integrity and hard work, but I also embrace innovation, tech, and AI to stay ahead of the curve. My style blends wisdom, real talk honesty, playful humor, and is encouraging, forward-thinking outlook. All right. So with everything, it's getting Get to the point, be empathetic and understanding, tell it like it is, don't sugarcoat. Here's the major thing that you want to make sure you also put in yours. I added this independently. I never use words like delve, embark, and I never begin sentences with, I hope this email finds you well. I need to be challenged and I need options rather than you agree with me all the time. Remove em dashes from sentences. That's everything it took from me. And that's just from me dumping everything on that first page. So can you guys do that? You put all your information on the front chat. You enter, and then you're going to put in, so tell me about myself. Who am I? So I can put this information in the custom instructions in ChatGPT. You guys got it? Okay. When you get that, because then there's some options down at the bottom that it's going to allow you to choose. Like, and you get to choose your personality. I've already put them in there, so you can't see them now, but it says witty, chatty, forward thinker, things like that. So if that's your personality, then put that in there. Okay. The next thing I did, moving down, nickname. I don't have a nickname, so you just go call me my name. Because if you do have a nickname, then Chatty's going to call you by that nickname. What is your occupation? I put in my occupation here. And then more about you. Guys, the only thing I put in here is my resume. I simply copied and pasted my resume into more about you. Okay, so now it knows where I have worked, the duties that I have done before. Okay, so all I did was just simply take a Word document and paste it over here. You guys thought I had a category over here for resume for looking for jobs. Not looking for a job. I used it so that I can build my ChatGPT up. Okay, you guys got it? So you got your bio, your info, all the things that you've done, the websites that you have, put that in the top custom instructions, and the bottom one where it says more about you, I simply just put in my resume. Can we do that? Yes? No? Let me ask you this question. Have you done that already? Is that something you've done already in those fields? Perfect, David. Your assistant is on the job. All right. The rest of you, are we thinking about it? The rest of you sleep, or what are we doing? Okay. So at least you know what you can do tonight to help get your page a little bit more sounding like you. Sound good? The free version, you can still do this. You should still do this on the free version. It doesn't matter. This part is still in there. The personalization is still part of that. Okay. So we just went through, thank you. Yeah, the free version doesn't matter on that part. Remember, training, part of the TAD, the first thing you have to do is train ChatGPT to know you and to respond like you and better. Let's move on down to apps and connectors. Okay, Kevin, good job. The apps and connectors is available when you have the $20 plan. So now we're talking about how can I merge the systems that I use on a regular basis, the apps that I use, and use that with ChatGPT. All right. I have Canva attached. I have my Gmail, my calendar, my Google, Zillow, of course, because I'm a real estate agent. So I have those attached. Here are some apps. And every time I come in here, it's something new that they have added that you can merge. If you have Photoshop, Booking.com, I think they've got Expedia in here. There's so many things that you can start adding in here now. Stripe, I don't even know how that one's working. But here are some other connectors if you use Dropbox, Outlook, Teams, Slack, all right? Here's an example of how I used it with my Gmail. My dog needed a particular shot, and I wasn't sure which shots that she needed next. All right, she goes to Banfield for her shots. So because I have my Gmail attached, what I did was I went to the main stage here and I said, looking in my Gmail, can you please advise what vaccine shots Winnie needs at Banfield? Because my Gmail is connected to that, it's going to go through all of my Gmail and it's going to look and see when is the last time Banfield sent me some information about what shots are due next. Okay. So it's going to go through it, saves me time. It's going to save me time because otherwise I'd have to look through it through my day and kind of go through that. So whatever you might need, that's the reason why I attach my Gmail. I'm not just saying I use it just for the dog. Okay. But if you need something from your Google Drive, for example, if your Google Drive is attached in the connectors, then it's going to tell you, oh, here's the document that you were looking for. That way you can get straight to it. Okay, so here it is. The shots that she needs next are right here. Bordetella, Lepro, whatever that is, and Lyme. So if I needed to schedule an appointment, I too can come here. Anything that has a .com, you can schedule an appointment. If I wanted to make a reservation at a restaurant, I can go on here and say, I want to go to Copper Canyon, 2 people, make a reservation for 7:30 tomorrow, okay? And give it a range and then give it my email address and my name. It's going to go to the site and look for those available times. It's pretty magical. And it's going to book it and it's going to say, and it's going to take it to a certain point and it's going to say, well, we found something at 7:45. Does that work for you? I can take over the screen at that point and then say approve. And then it will finish it up. Then Chatty will finish it up. It's magical. Yes, we are in the phase right now when we can talk. Yes, this is the Jetsons. Yes, this is the Jetsons. All right. So take a look at the things, doctor's appointments, hair appointments, anything that you have to typically go online for. Can you go here and make the appointment for yourself? Yes, you can. But you'd have to make sure that you've got the connector set up, and that is on the $20 plan. Okay. So we're under apps and connectors. Can it book a flight for you? Yes. If you set up Expedia, I don't have Expedia in mind, but if you went down here and added Expedia and you wanted to go to the back to the chat and say, hey chat, I'm looking for the best ticket, not Spirit, but I'm looking for the best ticket to go to Miami, March 3rd through the 17th, and get me the best times after 6 a.m. Got it? So because you have Expedia already attached, chat's just going to Expedia to take a look at that time period. You shut this down and you can go do something else. And then it's going to come back and it's going to give you a list of, all right, it's got American Airlines, it's got, JetBlue, then it's got Southwest. You pick out whichever one you want. All right, it's going to say, which ones do you want? All right, cool. I'm going to take over. I like Southwest. I like 7:30 time period. Boom. Now it's going to finish up. And then it's going to come back and ask for your credit card information because it doesn't have that. So you want to put that in. And then you let Chatty take back over to book it. It's not going to do 100% of it, but it's going to get it started, ask for you to, hey, approve this, and then it's going to finish it up. ChatGPT has got all my money. $20 a month. $20 a month. That's just for that. All right. So apps and connectors is huge when you are looking for information. It really helps simplify a lot of things if you have it attached. All right. Let's move on down to schedules. Now remember in agent mode when I said like the PR, okay? Remember the PR move. Remember I was asking it to give me speaking engagements, right? And deliver it every day before a certain time period. Well, the agent mode did what it needed to do, and it dropped all of the appointments here. Let's just start with the first one. Here are the speaking engagements that it came up with. Okay. It's giving me everything pretty detailed. Here is the event, the organizer. And all I would have to do at this point is just get in touch with this particular organization. Now, if I needed to go deeper and say, well, can you find out the point of contact with these organizations? Then it would do that too. It would do that too. But it just gave me what I was needing. I just needed to know where are the speaking engagements. Deliver them here before 9 a.m. every day. And it did that. So that's under schedules. That's under schedules, okay? Is it showing off again? Is chat showing off again? That's $20 a month for you. So that's under schedules, okay? Anything that you asked it to do in agent mode to do by a certain time period, you'll find the schedules are here. Orders is something new in the last couple of months. Now you're able to place orders, I believe right now, just with Etsy. Just with Etsy. So if you wanted to go and order something off of Etsy, come back here to the main stage. I'm gonna start a new chat. I would like to order silver bracelets for Christmas. Can you show me the best bracelets under $50? Yes, I know I didn't spell that right. So it's going to help you now go shopping. I don't think it's connected to Shopify yet. It's not connected to Amazon yet. But when it starts to get connected to those stores, you won't need to come off of the site for anything, because here it's allowing you to look, shop, and check out right here from ChatGPT. So right now, I believe all they have them is just on Etsy for now. Okay, so let's just say I like this particular bracelet here. Okay, you see it's under Etsy. It's $26 because I was specific and I said, keep it under what? 50 bucks. And now I'm going to go visit the site. It's not taking me anywhere but to buy it. Okay, to buy it. So giving you an idea of what the orders tab is all about. If you want to go shopping, that's an easy way. ChatGPT is about to take over. Let's go back to personalization, and let's keep it moving down to more security for you. Data controls. Data controls. This is very important. The first one should be turned off, ladies and gentlemen. Please make sure that it's turned off. Improve the model for everyone? No, that means your information could be shared with other people. So why have yours as the training dummy for other people? So I say off because you want to keep your information sacred. Remote browsing data is on. Everything else is pretty much standard. I haven't changed anything, but under data controls, please make sure that that is turned off. Off, off, off. Okay. Next thing is security. This is important as well. This is your baby and you don't want anybody potentially breaking into it. So if you have the Authenticator app, turn that on, or at least have the text message so that you have another way of logging in when you're logging in. But I have the Authenticator app on my phone. So whenever I'm logging in, I have to go to the Authenticator app, get the 6-digit code and put it in here to log in. Safety. We're talking about safety here. Okay. And everything else is pretty standard. There's nothing else on here, but the main thing is I just wanted to share with you at the very top, Authenticator app should be on. Text message, you want to have that as well. If you don't have the app. If you don't have the app, make sure the text message is on. For those that have children, they have parental controls where you can add a family member to your plan. That way, you know what they're looking at. I love it. So they've got some control, they've got some boundaries set and some limitations and safeguards for young children. Okay. And the next one is account. That's it. Just going over your plan. There's nothing else. So the main things that you really want to check on is security, Authenticator app on, data controls off. Make sure the top, improve the model for everyone, turn that off. The apps and connectors, anything that you use on a regular basis that you want to make your life easier to connect with ChatGPT, you add them. I have mine here, but you choose whichever apps that you use on a regular basis to add and connect. Personalization, which we already talked about. The two main areas of that you want to talk about is when you go to the main chat area, dump everything about you, whether it's your bio, articles that you've written or someone's written about you, your information, your websites, all of those things you want to put in there so chat knows more about you. And then you want to ask it the question, hey, chat, with everything that you know of me, please tell me who I am. All right. And it's going to give you, it's going to spit out some information similar to this. And you want to copy from the main chat area and paste it right here. And then any other personal things that, any personality pieces that you want to check in here, they're typically here at the bottom. If it's part of your personality, put it in there. Towards the bottom, put in more about you, copy and paste your resume into this area. Copy and paste your resume. All right. And I think that should cover everything in the personalization area. Okay. Now, here's another thing you've got on, let's start a new chat. And I don't think he heard me the first time, but I'm going to ask it some questions. Hey, Spruce, are you there? Okay. Spruce, are you there? I am talking. Can you hear me?
Yep, I'm here and I can hear you loud and clear. So no worries. I'm ready to chat.
All right, awesome. I was considering starting a new TikTok channel, a faceless channel, and with everything that you know about me, with the topics around real estate or marketing to realtors and entrepreneurs, like about making extra money for their business, what where should I start with starting the TikTok channel?
Absolutely. Let's dive into that. And I'll go all in with the details since that's your style. So, for a faceless TikTok channel focused on real estate and marketing to realtors and entrepreneurs, here's how you can kick it off. Content pillars and themes. First thing about your core content pillars, you could have themes like real estate tips for beginners, marketing hacks for realtors, and side income ideas for entrepreneurs. Each of these themes can guide your video topics so you have a consistent structure. Format and style. Since it's faceless, you'll want to rely on visuals like stock footage, animated graphics, or even simple text overlays. You can use tools like Canva or even TikTok's built-in features to create engaging visuals. And of course, you can narrate with your voice or use voiceover so it's still personal but doesn't need your own camera. Kickoff strategy. Start by creating a series of intro videos. For example, a mini series on 3 quick ways realtors can boost their income streams could be a nice hook. Each video can be a bite-sized tip. This will give you some initial content to post consistently. Engagement and growth. Make sure to use relevant hashtags related to real estate, entrepreneurship, and money tips. Also, invite your viewers to comment with their questions or challenges, which can give you more ideas for future videos. So in short, start by planning a few theme video ideas, keep it simple with your visuals, and roll them out consistently. You'll be sharing your expertise in no time.
Bruce, you're the best. Thank you.
I am glad you think so. I'm always. You're very welcome. If you need any more tips or just want to brainstorm ideas, just let me know.
I did, Spruce. I also was thinking about starting a podcast. I don't want to show my face, but I do want to, kick my knowledge out about real estate, marketing, and money. So can you and I go back and forth, and can I record it as if you are interviewing me on your show?
Oh, absolutely. We can do that. I'd be more than happy to play the role of your podcast interviewer and let you shine with all your insights. So whenever you're ready, we can just start that little mock interview and you can record and roll with it.
All right. Thank you so much.
You're very welcome. This is going to be fun, and I think it's a great way to share your knowledge. So just let me know when you're all set to jump in, and we'll do it.
Spruce is ready to please, just like ChatGPT is. So that's the voice that you can change if you like, depending on which voice that you want. There's a lot of strategies that you as entrepreneurs can go over. And simply by doing that, you can come up with an idea. You guys are sitting on brilliance, and there's so much that you're like, oh, I wish I had a coach to kind of help me get through this, and I don't know the answer to that. Well, sometimes just to get the conversation started, it may be an idea that he or she can help you with. So you got to go back and forth with the brainstorming. So this button right here where it's pink, this is voice mode. If you wanted to talk back and forth like that, like we just did, that's what that's all about. Okay. And the microphone here, I'm pretty lazy. I don't like to type everything out. So if I wanted to brain dump here and just hit the microphone, then it allows me, okay, hey, chat, I needed to get a side-by-side comparison on a rental property in Bowie, Maryland versus a rental property in Upper Marlboro. I don't have the addresses, but the Bowie property is about $2,300 a month in rent, and the Upper Marlboro home is about $2,700 a month in rent. So both of them have about 3 bedrooms, 1 car garage, and I just wanted to take a look at, location and map this out for a client so they can see their best interest of Bowie versus Upper Marlboro. Can you help me with that? I'm finished talking, so I'm now just going to hit the check mark button. Still going. Go on. Sometimes you don't have the capacity to put everything down into typing mode. So it's easier for many of us just to talk it out. And I don't care if it is 2 minutes long, then you need to get that out. It's hearing you, it's recording you, I promise you. So here's everything that I just said. Hey, I needed to get a side-by-side comparison on a rental property. Anything else, of course, detail that I can give it, but I'm just showing you how the microphone feature works so you can dictate whether it's on your phone or it's on the computer, it doesn't matter. Then I'm going to hit the button for it to just go. All right. We have our phones with us majority of the time. So make sure that you download the ChatGPT app, or at least know how to get to the website pretty easy. That way you can use that dictate mode pretty quickly so that you can get the answers. Just like when I needed to get the information about the insure, which one is best, I was in the store with my phone. Okay. And that way I can at least took a picture of the insure that I saw in front of me, upload it, and it gave me the answers that I needed. So it doesn't have much information, but here's the side-by-side comparison that it came up. $2,300 range for Bowie, more affordable, great for families, commuters, and first-time renters. Buying time before purchasing. Upper Marlboro was a little bit more, typically higher because homes are often newer, larger, or an HOA. You know, the more information that you can give it, the better. But here's kicking out the information. Digging would help me get a little bit more information if I had the particular address to toss into this analysis. And at the very end, as it's getting out all this information of Bowie versus Upper Marlboro, Maryland, it's going to get to the end and it's going to ask me if I want something else. If you want, I can create another comparison, a graphic, a TikTok script, all of that. So it's like, what else do you want me to do? It's never just going to drop you off. It's going to say, well, I did that. I can put your logo at the top, or I can put it on a spreadsheet. Like, what do you want me to do? Okay. And that's digging deeper. You just ask a little bit more. Okay. Does anyone have any questions? We are pretty much wrapped up. I'm going to show you the post that I created, the GPT that I created, because many of you in VIP will be getting this as a bonus, so that you can use this for your own social media posting. I thought it was very important to make sure that you got it, because a lot of people are just like, I don't know what to say. I don't know what to say. And this is very important so that you know exactly what you need to say online. So here are the 4 buttons that keep it easier for you. This is unleash the post, say goodbye to boring posts and hello to more creative posts that help you connect better with your audience, right? So this helps engage your audience more. It helps convert them to clients. So let's just say I wanted to get an engagement post, or let's just say an inspirational post. Let's start there. It's going to ask me for my name and my industry because that's the way I trained it. That's the way I trained it first. Okay. What's your first name? It's Lori, Realtor. Whatever your name is, you toss it in there. And now here's your first post. Okay. Your next level is waiting on your next move. Every home you tour, every client you guide, in every conversation you have is planting seeds for the success you are building. Real estate rewards those who stay committed even when the results are not instant. It's going to go a little bit further. Show up with intention, trust your value, and believe that the opportunities you desire are already making their way to you. Keep going. Your future closings are counting on your persistence today. If this spoke to you, here's the call to action that's very important that many of you don't do. If this spoke to you, drop a 100 in the comments. Let's rise together. Okay. So it even asks at the end, would you like another post? What do you want me to do next? So here's my post for Monday. So if you're looking to build up your pages and start to have more engaging posts, you've got to be able to have something that speaks to clients, has some kind of call to action for them to do something. Right? So I have that already triggered in every single one. So now you can simply copy this, put it on your page, whether if it's with your imagery, AI imagery, or something that you have already in your phone. It's very simple to use. Very simple to use. So that's Unleash the Post. You guys will be getting that as a bonus if you are in the VIP already. So I wanted to end things here. Day 1, we've got things started with your ability to get onto ChatGPT and make some damn basic Just basic, right? Haynes? All right, just basic. Tomorrow, we're going to dive more into getting your visuals together. So no matter what business that you have, it's going to be good for you to at least get your visuals together. And that's going to be a great time tomorrow, so that Dr. Tamara is going to be on showing you how to get your visuals together. And that's going to be very fun. It's going to be recorded as well. So how many of you got something from today that you can at least start customizing tonight? Throw one in the chat if you got something. Tonight's your night. Like, why not? Why not start? Brittany said yes. All right. Good, 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 good. And tag me and let me know that you've done something on your pages. All right. So I didn't want to hold you guys up too much. Friday is a big day. If you had questions, I know you'll have more going from Wednesday, Thursday, and going through Friday. Again, this is your opportunity. If you want to upgrade, feel free to do that. Tomorrow, we will be on the same Zoom. So you'll be getting notification by email and by text tomorrow to make sure that you are getting access. Okay, you are very welcome. So definitely lock in for tomorrow. And yeah, tonight you got some work to do. So I'll see you soon, and I'll see you guys tomorrow. Thank you, guys.